What is going on, you guys? AK-40 Kevin here in the gamer heaven. Facts are, you probably spent a pretty penny on your gaming chair, especially if you went with a name brand like Corsair or Omega Labs, or you might have just got yourself a cheapie off Amazon, but still, you want to protect your investment over the months and years of use. So I'm going to show you guys how to protect the plastic or leatherette material you might have, or if you have authentic leather, how you can treat and condition that leather to keep it from drying out and cracking on you, as well as how to grease those spring mechanisms in there so your chair can recline smooth and fluid throughout the years. Also, how to get all that delicious scalp grease out of your pillow back here. So without further ado, guys, let's crack right into it. Alrighty guys, so first of all, if you have some kind of a leatherette or imitation leather chair like this, so a lot of the gaming chairs you're going to find on Amazon for under the $150 mark will be advertised as leather, but you can kind of touch it with your fingernail, and if it feels a little bit hard and plasticky, and it also doesn't have that natural hide aroma to it, it's probably not authentic leather. Nothing wrong with that. I had this chair for 2.5 years. It lasted me a long time. It's still in good condition, but I just picked up this Respawn recently, so this bad boy is actually getting picked up tonight by somebody I found on Facebook Marketplace, so that's kind of nice. But anyway, something like this, you can use something like a glass cleaner. However, don't use Windex. Use some kind of an automotive specific glass cleaner. It doesn't have to be brand specific or anything. I will have linked in the description below the one that I use. It is by Chemical Guys, not sponsored by them or anything like that. I just happen to use a lot of their products in my auto detailing business, and I've had a pretty good reputation and relationship with them back and forth. Before that, I was using Mothers and Meguiar's. Chemical Guys, pretty solid. I've had no issues with them, and I feel like the price to performance for their products is pretty good. Anyway, I wouldn't spray this directly on the material itself, and if you do, which isn't a huge deal, as you can see, I wouldn't leave this sitting on there for too long because a lot of these glass cleaners are kind of acidic in nature, and they will start to stain or bleach with these little dots, especially on dark fabric like the black here. But white, not a huge deal. But I would take a high quality absorbent microfiber cloth like this, and do not think that all rags are alike. You can go grab some kitchen towel and it's going to do the same job. Honestly, you want a high quality microfiber, and this goes for cleaning any kind of material. Again, these are little tips and tricks that I picked up from running an auto detailing business. So you're just going to wipe this down, especially if you spill something on here like soda or something sticky. Not judging what you guys do in your gaming chair. We all get a little bit excited when we're gaming, but if you do spill something, you want to wipe it up immediately, obviously. Like I said, you do not want to let this stuff sit for very long. And if for some reason there's something really gnarled in there, like some gum or something like that, you can go ahead and use a soft bristle scrub brush. Not medium, not hard, definitely not a wire brush. Just a soft plastic scrub brush. Go ahead and soak some cleaning solution on there, like this glass cleaner here, scrub it off, and then wipe it clean with a microfiber. So once you've done that, a lot of chairs will also have a spring mechanism in here where you can recline the chair all the way back like that and lay back. Years of use being reclined back and forth. The metal springs in here get a little bit not rusty, but a little bit gummed up, and they just don't work as smooth. They might creak, they might be a little bit noisy, and your reclining might not be as smooth. So what I recommend doing is you can spray a little WD-40 down in the crack of this plastic, but what I recommend doing is just taking off these plastic shrouds here. There's two Phillips heads right there. Take this off and just get a little bit of basic automotive grease and put that on there. It really doesn't matter what type of grease you use. It's not a huge deal. I would wear some latex gloves while you apply that. And then once you've applied the grease around the metal circular spring in here, just recline it backward and forward a few times to work all that grease in. And keep in mind, you do also have another spring mechanism on the side here. Don't neglect this one. Now, last but certainly not least, the armrests on these chairs get a little bit wobbly over time just from basic use. There is a couple of Allen keys on the bottom, so just get yourself a little kit like that. These things are dirt cheap, like $2 at Walmart, if that. And go ahead and tighten those up every couple months. I check mine every few months just to make sure everything's all buttoned down and whatnot. So moving this little cheapo out of the way and getting this slightly less cheapo in the way, this is actual real leather. You can tell not only from the smell, but also the texture. It's very soft. Actual leather pores, because it is, well, skin, technically. I know that's gross to think of leather as skin. It's not our skin, but anyway, this is leather. So what I would recommend doing on this one is you can use some kind of a window cleaner like this. However, some kind of a citrus-based cleaner. I'll have a link in the description below to the one I use. I actually just ran out, so it's not here in the camera. But once you have cleaned it, I would take a separate microfiber cloth that you did not use your cleaner on and use some kind of a leather protectant right here. So Guardian, I've been using them for probably 6 years now, and this stuff works amazing. Protects and conditions leather and vinyl upholstery. So vinyl too. So you could actually use this over there on your plastic leatherette material to add a little bit of long-term protection and shine. But this is great for leather. I just conditioned this a couple weeks ago, but you're gonna go ahead and wipe the entire leather surface down. Same thing on this one. I would check the screw, the Allen keys here and here. There are these little plastic covers here. You just pop them off with your thumb like that to expose the hardware. Just check them, make sure that everything's tightened down, buttoned down. And again, this is a rather new chair, so it doesn't need to be greased or anything like that, but it does have a spring mechanism down there in the bottom. Same thing with the hydraulic mechanism where you lift the chair up and down. Just make sure that that's all greased and maintained. And then another thing that people commonly overlook is all the grease and oils from your head, and also if you wear, hairspray or pomade or gel or anything like that, some of that actually gets in your pillow here. So I would take that off. And just do the same thing, scrub it down with either a soft bristle brush to get kind of all those fine pores, get all that grease and grit lifted to the surface, and then wipe it with a microfiber. Same thing, there's actually a little bit of buildup here from my greasy noggins.
Alrighty guys, when I was editing the footage, I realized I forgot to record a small section for the guys that have some kind of a microfiber or Alcantara chair. Now those are pretty high end. Generally Alcantara chairs are going to be in the $400 to $600 range, so you definitely want to protect your investment there. Now, they do have specific micro suede cleaners. I will have the one that I use linked in the description below. I have never owned a Alcantara gaming chair. However, like I mentioned in the video, I do have a auto detailing business, and I've cleaned many vehicles that have Alcantara interiors. So it's a very fine micro suede material. It feels great on the skin, but it does need to be maintained properly, or else it's going to obtain damage, just like a leather chair. So the product that I use actually cleans and also keeps that microfiber soft as well. And again, you just apply that onto a microfiber. You can spray it directly on the chair, but I've seemed to get better results. And a little bit also less messy, less overspray on things like your desk and your PC, stuff like that. If you just spray it on the rag, the microfiber itself, and then wipe it into the surface of your chair.
Pretty much it, guys. I don't want to run this video any longer than it has to be. I just wanted to give you the nitty-gritty basics as to how to maintain your gaming chairs, because these things aren't cheap and you want them to last. All right, guys. Peace.